And backlash is growing following the recent congressional testimony by the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and the University of Pennsylvania regarding anti-Semitism on campus. A major donor at Penn says the current president is not standing up to anti-Semitism, and he is threatening to withhold a $100 million donation unless the president steps down. This as the president at Harvard now says she failed to properly denounce threats of violence against Jewish students. Yesterday, just one day after the Capitol Hill testimony, a rabbi and visiting scholar at Harvard's Divinity School announced his resignation from its anti-Semitism advisory board. Rabbi David Wolpe, writing in part on X, the painfully inadequate testimony reinforced the idea that I cannot make the sort of difference I had hoped. Joining us now is Rabbi David Wolpe, Rabbinic Fellow for the Anti-Defamation League. Rabbi, thanks for being here and happy Hanukkah. We know the obvious reasons, but tell us more about why you resigned from your position at Harvard.
So I'm still a visiting scholar at Harvard. I resigned from the Anti-Semitism Advisory Commission. And the reason that I did that was because it seemed clear to me that I was not going to be able to push forward the kinds of changes that I think not only Harvard, but a lot of the elite universities so desperately need in order to reverse what I see as both an intellectual and a cultural decline.
Harvard President Claudine Gay apologized today for her remarks on Capitol Hill earlier this week. I want to get your reaction to this exchange she had with New York Representative Elise Stefanik.
Do you know what the #1 hate crime in America is?
I know that over the last couple of months, there has been an alarming rise of anti-Semitism, which I understand is the critical topic that we are here to discuss.
That's correct. It is anti-Jewish hate crimes. And Harvard ranks the lowest when it comes to protecting Jewish students. This is why I've called for your resignation, and your testimony today, not being able to answer with moral clarity, speaks volumes. I yield back.
Rabbi, your reaction to that exchange?
So I want to say I'm a rabbi. I don't decide who should or shouldn't run universities. I don't call for people's resignations. But my reaction to the exchange is sort of my reaction to the presidents of all the universities, which was that I would hope from any leader that you could muster indignation over the fact that students are in danger, that anti-Semitism is rising, and they may feel it, but they would have done themselves enormous good had they just pounded the table once, had they said it is unacceptable and awful that there's a rise of anti-Semitism at the elite institutions of learning in America. And I won't stand for it as president, and I'm going to do everything I can to reverse it. Something that gave us a sense that there was an unwillingness to stand for what is clearly an absolutely intolerable situation. Unfortunately, there was a lot of, it seemed, lawyerly crafted language, which did not meet the moment.
Rabbi, what do you believe is at the root of why these prominent universities have been responding the way they have to these threats against Jewish students? In your resignation announcement, you said there is an ideology gripping many students and faculty that is, quote, intrinsically evil.
Yes, which is why I didn't say this person has done it or that person has done it. I think instead the idea that all human beings can be cleaved into an oppressor and oppressed class of whatever group they are is itself evil, because that not only deprives people of individual agency, you don't judge people as images of God, as individuals, but also because it says this group has this characteristic and therefore does not deserve sympathy. And what happened on October 7th was that people saw Jews, Israelis being violated, murdered in the most horrible ways. And because they put them in a certain class of people, they had no sympathy for them. And that is inhuman and it's evil.
Real quick, before I let you go, have you heard from any Harvard officials since your resignation?
I have, actually. And I've spoken with the provost and quick exchange with the president. And I think that they have been, on the whole, understanding of the reasons that I made the decision I did. And I just did a candle lighting with a bunch of Harvard students, and they were incredibly encouraging, and I'm really pleased to say very grateful.
Rabbi, again, thank you for your time and happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Thank you.